All right, everyone. Today is Friday, June 5th, 2020. Happy June, everyone. And this week, I'm doing a different type of video. This week, we're doing a cook along with me. We'll be cooking pizza. It's Wednesday night, pizza night. Typically, I do this on a Friday, but I need this video out by Friday, so that ain't happening. So this week, I'll be doing a pizza making tutorial cook along. I don't know. There's going to be 3 pizzas I'm going to be making. A pizza margherita, my take on the pizza margherita, my take on kind of a vegetarian style pizza, and then a barbecue pepperoni kind of pizza as well. So I hope you all enjoy. We'll get started with the dough, and this involves a lot of waiting, so it's not going to be terribly interesting for the first little bit, but we'll start off with the dough, and I have my little hand and mix can here. Starting off, we need some warm water. We'll be using 1 3/4 cups of warm water. Forgot to get my measuring cup. All right, here we got lukewarm water, but it's about 1 3/4 cups. It's a lot of estimation going on here. It has to be warm water because you have to get the yeast. This is Fleischmann's pizza yeast. I'm not sure if it's actually any different than any other yeast. Maybe it's from Italy or something, who knows, but got some pizza yeast, just 1 package of it, and we will dump those in. All those little yeasty boys. Give it a flick. Man, there's still a lot in there. Come on. All right, good enough. It's all sticking to the inside of this, not great. I got out as much as I could. All right, and now to feed the yeast, you have to use sugar, but I don't have any sugar. I just have this brown sugar, so we're using brown sugar today. I don't think it really matters, but I will just take a little bit of that, maybe, I don't know, teaspoon of brown sugar here. I'll just sprinkle that in. And then, last but not least, a little bit of Gallows olive oil. Eyeball that as well. So I don't know, maybe about a tablespoon of olive oil. All right, now I got my adorable little whisk here, and I will whisk this up. So what you're really doing here is you're just kind of creating a little solution of yeast. You're trying to activate the pizza yeast using the warm water, and then it eats the sugar and creates, I believe, carbon dioxide, and that's what gives you that leavening or poofing effect in your dough. You gotta leave that for 15 minutes to activate and get all ready, and then we'll dump in the flour, and then we gotta wait another like 4 hours for that to rise. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. I've adjusted my hand cam to make it a little bit better. And now give it a quick mix again, and then we'll add in the flour. All right, another quick mix of the solution thing we have here. And now I accidentally went and bought unbleached flour. I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's all I got, so that's what we're using. Now, just to make the pizza purists even more mad, I'm going to be adding some of this extra flour I have left over. So we're mixing bleached flour with unbleached flour. It's going to make for an interesting pizza. So this again is just kind of an estimation. It says about 3.5 to 4 cups of flour. So we're going to add 3-ish and then go from there to see how dry we want the flour to be. All right, so we got about a cup of flour here. It's just under 2 cups. Mix that all together, see how it goes. Just gonna give this an old mix around. What you don't want to do, and what I almost did, was forget to add salt to your pizza dough, otherwise it's gonna be really bland. So we're gonna sprinkle in like a generous teaspoon of salt there. Now you don't want to add it in before you add in the sugar and stuff, otherwise it might kill the yeast. At least that's what I've been told. So this still looks quite wet, so I probably have to add in another 1/2 cup to a cup of flour. Now you want it to be pretty dry, but you'll be adding a whole lot more flour when you're mixing in and kind of mushing it around and flattening it out into the pizza, so there'll be plenty of times to dry it out more if you need to. Might have been a bit too much. Get my hands in there. Should probably wash my hands first. Don't want to get any viruses in the pizza. You know what? This actually doesn't look like too much flour. Looks like I did an okay job. You just don't want it to be moist to the touch, basically. I'm calling it there. We're leaving this. Now, to let it rise, typically I just start this at around noon, 1 o'clock, and then by 4 o'clock it's pretty much doubled in size. But we'll leave this now. I'll cover it up and put it in a nice shady place. This is just a before shot here. All right, we are back. It's only been about 2 hours-ish, but check out the dough. Look at that. It's huge. It's about doubled in size. So we can get to rolling, and I've gotten out some trays and put them over on the stove and covered them in a little cornmeal as well. Make sure you put that on, otherwise they'll stick to the trays. Just a little sprinkle on the trays, just enough. And then I also have some ingredients. I have some green and red peppers, some red onions. I also have a big pile of mozzarella cheese grated. Now, for some reason, Pizza Margherita only has like 4 ingredients, and somehow I managed to forget one of them. One of the most important ones, the fresh mozzarella, so that sucks. It's going to be a spirit of the Margherita pizza, but we're going to be using regular mozzarella, just the stick mozzarella grated up. We also have some hot, spicy Genoa salami, our sauce, and then the other sauce, a barbecue sauce. So I'm just going to put out some flour along the surface area here so that I can roll out the pizzas. And now I'm going to take this dough and just take off a piece of it and start rolling it out. And we're going to make 3 pizzas with the amount of dough that we have. So here I just have one hunk of dough here that I'm just rolling out, getting all nicely covered in flour. Make it real easy to move around. And now we will roll. Now my pizzas typically aren't terribly round, but that's okay. Now this one ain't great, but comparing it to the tray I had to fit it in, it looks like it should fit pretty well. So that wasn't great, but at least it fit on the tray. I guess that's all that really matters. Some of the sides will be a bit crustier than others, but all right, pizzas have been rolled out. These two will have just regular old tomato sauce on them, or pizza sauce rather. So now let's spread that on. Now for the barbecue sauce one, you don't want to put too much barbecue sauce, otherwise it gets really oily. So I usually just do a light layer of barbecue sauce on this one. All right, perfect. All the pizzas have been sauced. Now let's start decorating. Now on this barbecue pizza, I'm gonna start off with just some nice red onions. I sliced up all these already, so you just spread them out nicely across the pizza. Time for some green pepper. Beautiful. And you know what? Throw on some red pepper as well. Why not? Give it a little bit more color. Finally, the Genoa salami, spicy. And to top it all off, as all pizzas need, a little bit of cheese. Now, to add a little bit of flair to my crust, I like to add a little bit of Italian seasoning. So I like to just sprinkle some around the crust. Simple, easy, check that out. Delicious pepperoni barbecue pizza. Now for these 2 tomato pizzas, it's going to be really simple again. Just some red peppers. This one's going to be the vegetarian style pizza. So we're adding all of our vegetables to this one. Again, finish it off with some mozzarella cheese. And to give the crust some more pizzazz, we're going to add some more Italian seasoning. And vegetarian pizza is done. And finally for the pizza margherita, this is really sad. I don't have any fresh mozzarella, so instead I just cut up some chunks of mozzarella and I'll spread those around the pizza. This is definitely not the orthodox way of doing it, but this is what we have to make do with. And then some more sliced tomatoes, some basil. I like to use whole leaves, just spread them out around the pizza. And then pour on a little bit of balsamic vinegar. This is a really nice touch to give it a little sourness. So what I do is I just pour a little bit into a spoon and then I just kind of splash it around on the pizza. Then another nice touch is a little bit of grated Parmesan. A handy tip here is you can use one of these little micro planes. It's like a zester. It works really well for grating Parmesan as well. Doesn't matter if you leave it running a bit long, you want the oven to be as hot as possible. Most pizza ovens go up way higher than 450, but since we're cooking it in the oven, there's not really much we can do. Some other nice things to put on here, you can sprinkle a little olive oil on here, maybe put on some pieces of garlic. Those are all really nice on the pizza margherita. And then once the oven's all heated up, we just put them in for 10 minutes and then take them off the trays after 10 minutes and put them in for another 6 minutes to really crisp up that crust. All right, we are back. Now to cook these, I just did 10 minutes at 450 degrees in the oven, and then I took them off the trays and put them back in the oven for another 6 minutes, again at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's about that. If the crust isn't too crusty, it's not to your crust liking, then leave them in a bit longer or take them out if you like a softer crust. Either way, the final reveal, here we have the pizza margherita. Look how beautiful that is, the nice basil, and the mozzarella slices actually turned out pretty good. It looks pretty real, pretty good. And then we have the vegetarian pizza, which also looks quite excellent. And finally, on the big tray, we have the barbecue pepperoni pizza, which also looks really excellent. These all turned out really nice. The crust is a little bit browned, but not too browned, and it has a really nice crispness to it with also being a little bit soft. So I hope you enjoyed this let's cook along with me kind of test video. Please let me know if you like it. This is a lot of work, so please let me know if you like it or if you want me to just go back to my regular reviews. And I will see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Thank you.